Morning, YouTube. All right, so now continue working on the tanks. This is going to be my gray water tank. So I need a way for the water to come in and water to go out. Water to go in, I'm going to use this kind of fitting right here. Now I'm going to drill a hole through this. This is small enough, big enough so it'll fit, small enough so it'll thread down in. And but I'm not too worried about this part leaking. I do want it to stay in though. And so this is polypropylene, this is PVC. There's not a glue that does both except for epoxy for plastic. So what I'm going to do is get this threaded down in, then I'll spread some epoxy, put it the rest of the way in. This is going to be at the top of the tank. So I'll have a elbow up with a T going to the shower pan and going to the sink in the kitchen area. So I'm going to do that. The other side of things is, excuse me, this is going to be the outlet where I drain it. This is outside diameter is 1.25 inches. 1.25 inches PVC pipe is interior thread. So this, just to show you, this being a 1.25 inch fitting, it doesn't fit on this. Way around that is this fitting, which is basically an adapter to go down on. I can tighten this down, but this is going to be at the bottom of the tank, and no matter how far I tighten it, I can still move it. So if I can move it, it's going to leak. What I'm going to do, I'll get this on here and leave it down just a little bit, and I'm going to flow some epoxy around it in there. I'm not going to have it all tight. I'll flow some epoxy around it, I'll get it up into position, tighten it down, and then I'm going to pull this little plug out once it's in there. I don't want to epoxy that plug in. Then once I do that, this piece can go in. This will reduce the 1.5 inches down to 1.25 inches, and I can plumb it out the side of the bus and put a valve on, so that'll be my drain. So we'll get on to drilling this hole and get some epoxy into this and epoxy into that, and then we'll go from there. The other thing that this is going to have is I'll take this out, and I've got a PVC elbow, and I'm going to run it down. That'll be a vent, so as the water comes in, the air can go out, but also it's an overflow. If I don't empty it, it can overflow. It's gray water, so it's not a problem. You can dump gray water out on the ground, use it to water plants. It's shower water and sink water. So, all right, so let me get the drill. We'll get this in here. I'm going to try to keep as much of the shavings in there out as possible, and then we'll epoxy that all in. All right, let me get the stuff. Yeah, a little bit of stuff in there. Let me grab the vacuum, we'll get that right out. go from there. I really don't know if instruction is going to be an option with this, but we'll see. There we go. I need to warm it up some more. This doesn't have pressure on it, so, but I do want a nice seal. That's on far enough. It's time to get this up into place, and it ought to be an adventure, to say the least. Okay, so the epic battle of getting these tanks up in is over. You can see they're up higher than the differential. They're about the same height, maybe a little lower than the storage compartment. What I did do, I don't know if you can see it, is I put a piece of plywood and a couple of pieces of cedar up here to keep it from going all the way up. That will give me room to put the pipe down through and to get all the way back here to the back where the it goes into the gray tank. So now I gotta cut a hole on the outside to get to put in the fill port. All right, so let's get out there. So the next step is to mount this in there, and I'm measuring like 6-7 times. If you remember when I did that, the outlet that came out just above the what people refer to as the chair rail, which should be right here. So mounting this, I'm going to be into it. I want to have it so that it's pretty close to this. So let's cut into it and hope for the best. Said I measured a mess of times. It should be fine. Because I want to have it up above, the floor is about here, and the tanks are below the floor. I want to have it above that, so that obviously so it'll drain down in. But being slightly paranoid, I'm not going to cut up here. I'm going to cut it down just a little bit so you can see where we are, and then go from there. Okay, so now I can figure out where this is and cut on the other side. Let's go inside. Alright, so as you can see, it comes out here underneath the bed, and I've got space in here to bring that hose up. So let's make a line down here. I need to make a hole as close to this as I can so that there's not a kink in that line. I need to also I'm gonna go look and see where this one is. It should be between the floor joist, but better to check. Okay, so now we got to attach these hoses to this. This one's a real tight fit, so I'm going to warm it up, slide it on, then clamp it down, and we'll get the little one on. So first, I'll warm this up a little bit. Well, this doesn't have to be all the way on. There's no pressure in this. This is the gravity feed one. This one is going to have PEX. So that's the feed side, or the pressure side. All right, so there's that. Let's get this one on. One shouldn't need any heat at all. All right. Good. Now, drill the holes, we'll anchor this in. Beauty. I'll clean up around that, and next time we'll start running water lines. Got the pump. I'm going to put the pump under that bed too and run water lines to the sink and to the shower. Waiting on the pieces on the shower pan. As soon as they get here, I'm hoping they'll be here, you said, the end of this week, so Friday or Saturday. All right, see you next time, YouTube.
Out box. Show him. No.